Okay, let's look at an advanced quest and making an innkeeper. The innkeeper is relatively simple. Let's do that first. My inn is in the town of Arborville. It's right here. Inside the inn, let's make an innkeeper. What we'll do is we will right click, make sure we are in events, and I'm going to do quick event creation inn. The only choice I need to make is how much gold and night at the end costs. 10 is a little inexpensive. Let's make it 25. And that's all there is to it. If we double click on this event to see what it does, we have the text. It says 25 gold for one night. Would you like to stay? And then we have a choice, yes or no. If the answer is no, nothing happens. If the answer is yes, we have a conditional branch to check to make sure we have 25 gold or more. If we do not, the innkeeper says you don't have enough money. If we do have enough money, the innkeeper takes 25, the screen fades out to black, it plays some music, it waits a little bit of time, and does recover all, which means everybody gets their health back and loses all of their poison and other statuses. And then the screen fades back in. It's a good idea to have an inn. That way, if you're in the mines or you're out hunting spiders and you are injured, then you can get healed up before you get killed. One of the things I like to do is when you wake up, have the party appear next to a bed. So I'm going to change this a bit. And before the screen fades in, I'm going to insert a transfer point. I'm going to, on tab number 2, I'm going to say transfer player. And on the map, I'm just going to transfer the player to right there next to the bed. Another change I'm going to make is this innkeeper is in a fixed location. I'm going to have this innkeeper walk around randomly. And I'll do it at normal speed. Okay, that's how the innkeeper works. Easy stuff. Let's see how it works. I'm going to put a chest here so I can get 25 gold, so I can pay for a night in the inn. And I'm going to start right here. Let's see how she works. All right, she's walking around randomly. If I say I want to stay the night, 24 gold for a night, or 25 gold, I say yes. She'll say I don't have enough money. I need to get some, kill monsters, or luckily I have a chest right here. I have 25 gold found. So I'll talk to her now. 25 gold for one night. If I say yes, I hear music, the screen fades out, I become healed, the screen fades in, and when it does, I'm now next to the bed. And there she is again. Okay, so that worked great. Let me get rid of this box. All right, let's now do a more complicated quest. Let's have a shipwright here who will make a ship for us, or actually will sell a ship for us. We'll do this in the house. And we'll need to do some things. I want there to be multiple items to bring back to this person. And I want a lot of gold. So here's what we'll do. Before I do anything else, let's make some items that we need. And let's get a chance to get some gold. Outside of the Arborville town, in my world, is a cave and some forests. In these forests, let's make it so we have plenty of monsters. So we do this by changing regions. We already have region 1. So I'm going to call this region 2. In these forests are region 2. I'm going to go to the map properties. I have spiders. I'm going to edit these spiders And I am going to make it so they appear also in region 2. But also in region 2, let's have some large snakes as well. And let's increase the weight so there's more snakes than spiders. We'll make their rate 20, the spiders were 10. So there will be more of a chance for snakes than spiders. I'm going to change their range to, or region to number 2. So we will have spiders and snakes. In the database, I'm going to make an item called snakeskins. So I'm going to change the maximum by 1. And let's see, snakeskin. We'll call this snakeskin. And we'll say someone will pay money for these. That's in the description. I don't know if there is an icon for snakeskin. Let's see what we have. I'm just kind of looking here, going through these. I could use a skeleton. Yeah, there's nothing really that looks like a snakeskin, so to speak. This looks like a hide of some sort. Let's use that. So we'll just call it snakeskin. Someone may use money for these. And we'll make it consumable. And we'll do some HP damage. And we'll see that it is not critical. But the person will take some damage if they eat it. Just because if they try, then that's too bad. So there, they'll take some damage. Okay, so we have snakeskins. Now in the database, for enemies, let's go to snakes. And remember, we could have it drop items. Let's have it drop a snakeskin item. And we'll have it drop snakeskin half the time. So 1/2 on the probability. We'll apply that. And something I forgot, under items, let's make snakeskins worth some money. So it says price. We'll say these are worth 75. So they can sell the snakeskins for 75 or half that. Okay. Now, let's make somebody who can buy this. Well, we'll need to make someone who can buy snakeskins. But I also want to add the items for the quest that our person is going to give us. These items can be found in a cave. Inside the cave area, there's nothing to it. It's just all ceilings with a few walls and some floors carved into it. What I did is I changed the whole area of the map to this ceiling tile, and I filled it in. And then I put some walls around. Then I put some floors in next to the walls. So it looked like we were in this room. Put another wall right here. So there we are. So we have the cave. Now, the items I want, I need to create in the database. I will call them iron ore, because we'll say the guy needs iron. So going back to the database, I'm going to make another item, change the max up to 1 by 1. We'll call this iron ore. We'll find a icon for it. That looks like a rock. Does anything look better? And that's good enough. And let's say a chunk of iron. All right, so there's our iron ore. Let's hide some iron ore in this mine. Before I hide it, let's explain a few things. I'm going to put a chest here. Go to events, right click, quick event creation, treasure chest. And I'm going to just put a gold in there for now. And here I'm going to make an event. And in this event, I'm going to use the graphic from the tile set. And I'm going to use this little piece right here because you can walk on top of it. And I'm going to have it activate when the player touches it. And when that happens, I'm going to have it say, you found an iron. You found some iron. And I'm going to have it disappear. Tab 2, erase event. And I'm going to give you the iron in the inventory. So that's under change items. We're going to go to iron ore. We're going to increase by 1. So you find an iron ore. Okay, so what's going to happen? Let's watch what happens. I'm going to set my starting position here. So I'm in the mine. If I go to the treasure chest opens and I get a gold. If I go here, I step onto it, it says I found some iron, and it disappears. That is all well and good. That's what we wanted. Now look what happens when we leave. We leave, we come back into the mine, and the treasure chest is still open. I cannot get any more gold out of it. But this iron ore is still back, and I can move right onto it, and I get some iron ore. If I look into my inventory, whoops. If I look into my inventory, look to items, I have iron ore, and I have 2 of them. So if I wanted a lot of iron ore, I could easily go in and out of the caves to get this iron ore. I do not want that to happen. I only want it to be a one-shot deal. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to follow what we do for the treasure chest so it only works once. And this is, again, using self switches. Let's look at the treasure chest. Okay, this treasure chest does the animations for opening the box. But then it turns on self switch A, and then we get the gold, and it says the gold was found. But self switch A is on. If it is on, notice we have a tab 2. This tab 2 says self switch A is on. So if A is on, that condition is met, we have the graphic of the open chest and nothing else happens. So let's do that for our iron ore. Let's go to the iron ore. Let's now get rid of the erase event. And let's add in a self switch. So I'm going to double click, going to control self switch, going to turn A on. And now I'm going to add a new event page. If self switch A is on, the graphic will be, is there a rubble graphic? Yeah, let's use this rubble graphic. So it changes the rubble, and then nothing will happen. It'll just have that little dialogue, or no dialogue, and this little picture saying we've got the ore. Let's see how that works. We get our gold from the chest. We get our iron ore. And now we see, it's kind of hard to see, but we can see it there. There's rubble on the ground. Let's leave and come back and see if we can get more iron from it. Look at that. We cannot. Perfect. Okay. We are going to want 10 iron ore. Here's an easy way to do this. I'm going to delete the chest. I can move this iron ore anywhere. Let's put one there. And I can also, while it is selected, hit Control-C, and then I can copy it. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. There are now 10 pieces of iron ore all throughout this. Now, to walk around and find the 10 iron ore is really kind of simple. You just have to walk through this maze, and that's all there is to it. We need to make it tough. We need to make it tricky. So what we're going to do is put a bunch of random monsters in here. So we'll go to the regions, and let's paint these regions. All around. This is region 3. I'm going to make it so that the hallways are somewhat safe. Okay. So now I'm going to right click on cave, map properties. Oh, looks like I already had skeletons in region 2, but I didn't have a region 2. So let's go ahead and put skeletons in region 3. Let's add another monster also. Bats are good monsters. We'll put those in region 2 as well, or region 3. And one more. Let's put some large snakes in there as well. Again, in region 3. All of these have a 10 weight, so they will all appear equally. So if you go in to get a iron ore and you're getting injured, you'll have to go back out and go to town to go to the inn to rest and then come back. All right, so we now have 10 iron ore. Let's make a person who wants 10 iron ore that will give us a boat for that iron. We'll go back to town. That's in this town over here, Arborville, and it was inside this house. Let's put this guy right here. And let's use actor 2 right here, this guy. Looks almost like a Mario, but not quite. He'll be our guy. When we first see him, let's have him say, let's see, actor 2. This guy right here doesn't look like Mario at all. I was wrong. Okay, let's have him say, hello, I am looking to sail an adventurer north to defeat the evil Ice King with me. Can, let's see, not can. I'm looking to sail an adventurer north to defeat the evil Ice King with me. Can we work together to slay the evil? All right. So he asks basically if he can join you, work together, and your answers are yes or no. So we are going to show choices, yes, no. And if we say no, let's have him say, I'm sorry, but you need me come back when you realize this. All right. Sorry, you need me, come back when you realize this. And that'll be the end. If you say yes, let's have him say something else. He will say, great. I have a ship, but to get through the ice floes, I need to coat the bottom with iron to protect the ship. Let's see how that looks. Preview. Okay, we can read everything. Good. So now let's get our quest. Let him say, Actor 2, this guy, he will say, go to the caves, find 10 iron ore, and bring them back to me. All right, so there is the quest. Let's now turn on the self switch after that. Control self switch. A is on. So now we need to set up page 2, and the condition will be self switch A is on. We'll have him there. We'll have him walk around randomly again. I'm going to go back to tab 1 to make sure I have him walking around. Tab 1, he is fixed, so let's change this so he walks around randomly. Apply, back to tab 2. Okay. We need to now know, before when we did it with a spider leg, we did a conditional branch, and we checked in the inventory to see if we had just the spider leg in it. We could check to see if we have iron ore, but we need 10 iron ore for this quest to work. To do a conditional branch, do we have 10? So we need to add a little extra element. We need to add a variable that will change and increase whenever we find iron ore. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to apply, and I'm going to go back to our cave. I'm going to go back to this first iron ore. We have it saying you have found some iron ore. We have it giving it to us in our inventory. We're having the self switch turning on, and we have it disappearing. Here's what I want to happen. We want to change the variable of iron ore found. And we do this under control variables. I have one variable for random number. We'll play with this later. I'm going to click those 3 dots. I'm going to choose the next spot for an open variable. I'm going to change it, and I'm going to call it iron count. Okay, iron count. I'm going to hit apply. Now, what do I want to do with this variable iron count? I want to take this variable and I want to add 1 to it. So I'm going to click add, and I'm just going to add the number 1. So I'm going to say OK. Now we get the OR, cell switch is turned on, and the variable goes up by 1. Now I kind of need this to happen to all of these. So I'm going to re-copy this, then I'm going to paste it on there. It didn't work. I need to delete it first, then I need to paste. Why did that not work? Okay, it did work. We need to delete it before we paste it. Delete, Control V, paste. Delete, Control V, paste. Delete, Control V, paste. Delete, paste. Delete, paste. Delete, paste. Delete, paste. Delete, paste. Okay, now whenever we encounter one of these, our variable will go up by 1. So the first time we pick up an iron, we get a variable as 1. Next time we do it, it increases by 1 and it becomes 2. Next time we do it, it increases by 1 and we get 3. So now let's go back to our house. We will edit this event of our guy. And in our second tab, after we've talked to him, we have our self switch. We have it turned on. So this will be the conversation. Let's have him say, face fractor 2. Let's have him say, thank you for returning let's see what you have. Now let's check to see how much we have. We will do a conditional branch, and we are going to base it, instead of tab 4 items, we're going to go to variables, and we're going to change this to the iron count variable, and we're going to see that it is equal to or greater than 10. All right. If it is not, let's have him say, you have iron ore. And instead of just saying iron ore, let's have it say blank iron ore, and then I need 10. Now, we don't really want it to say blank. We want it to say how many iron ore you actually have. So, there is a way to do this. When you hold your cursor in this text box, you see a window pop up, and it says this: enter the text to display. Pressing Control Enter results the same operation as the OK button. And then below, it says the following control characters are available. /V in square brackets n replace the value of the nth variable. Well, we want to see what the variable is for how many iron shards we have. So let's do that. Let's put in slash. Now the slash is the one above the enter key, not the slash with the exclamation the slash with a question mark. It's the slash above the enter key. Then a capital V, and then a square bracket, which is to the right of P. Now the variable for iron shards was number 2, and then we close off the square bracket. You need that typed correctly. So, if you do not have 10, he says you have this number of iron ore, I need 10. Let's see what happens right now. I'm going to apply this. I'm going to start right here. We'll talk to him. It says, hello, I'm looking to sail. Will you go with me? Let's just go straight to yes. Great, I have a ship. But to get through the ice flows, I need to coat the bottom with protect the ship. Let's go to the ice caves, find 10 iron ore, and bring them back to me. I need to fix the bring part. So now the control self switch should work. When I talk to him again, it says, thank you for returning. Let's see what you have. You have 0 iron ore. I need 10. Excellent. That worked. I'm not going to run out of town and get more, but we know it's working. Great. Let's go back and edit him. Go to tab 2. And if we get 10, let's have a couple of things happen. Let's have him, 1, join the party, and 2, give us a ship. Now to join the party, we need a party member that looks like him. Let's do this in the database. Database, actors. We'll go to actor 2, and let's change actor 2 to look like that guy. There we go. Now that's done. Oh, we forgot to change his name. We don't need his name to be Natalie. You know what? We can. That's okay. Okay, back to tab 2. If we have 10 iron, let's have him say, great. Great. I'll fix the ship and we can go north. And he's going to join the party. He's not going to ask, he's just going to join. And we do that by changing party members. And we are going to go to Natalie. And we are going to add Natalie to the party. And now Natalie's in the party. And now we're going to add another self switch. We're going to go to self switch, add a self switch, control self switch, B. And now we're going to add yet a third tab. Self switch B is on. We won't see this person because he is in the party. And let's turn self switch A off. So that we won't see this again either. Okay, I'm going to put a chest here. And in this chest, we're going to find iron ore. But we're going to change it by 10. So instead of going to the caves, we'll go to this chest just to test. All right, I'm looking for an adventurer. Says, thanks for returning. I have 0, I need 10. So I'd go to the caves, I'd find everything in the cave, I'd do 10. Now I get the iron ore. Then I come back to the caves, I go to him. He says, thanks for returning, see what we have. You have 0. Oh, I didn't change the variables. So let's change the variable. Control variable. Iron count. Add 10. Okay, now we're going to get it right. He's saying everything that we know what he says. I need 10. I come here, I get 10. The variable is now 10. He says, thanks for returning. Great, I'll fix your ship, and we can go now. And see, he's joined my party, and he has disappeared. Now, even if I leave, and I come back, he's not in this building, he is following me. So that's how that works. And there's our quest. That was a long one. You might have had to break this down into 2 classes, but that's okay. If you have any questions, return to the video or send me an email for questions. Have a great day. I forgot to make his boat appear when he joins us. So here's what I'm going to do. Double click on him. Go to tab 2 when he joins us, and he turns the self switch on and off. We need to make the boat appear. Just like we did the boat, we're going to make a ship appear. So I'm going to double click there. We're going to set vehicle location. We're going to make a ship so we can sail north. And we need to designate where it's going to be. We're going to put the ship back in the world, and we're going to put it right here. Now chances are this is where your little boat is kept. When we make the ship appear here, the ship will appear on top of your boat. When you get into the ship and sail away, the boat will still be there. All right, and that's how we add the ship.